Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. Look, if you have bad credit, I'm going to show you the best credit cards to help hack your way up to possibly an 800 credit score. Alright, and I'm going to tell you some of the best strategies in order to do that. Alright, so no more wasting of your time. The first credit card is Patel. Alright, now with Patel, it's no credit score, or you can have bad credit, but their credit limits goes from 500 up to 5,000. That's the Patel One credit card. Now here's the interesting thing about it. For you guys that have bad credit, I'm gonna show you how to get two trade lines out of this, okay? Because especially if you're paying rent. If you're paying rent with cash or money order, here's what I would suggest you do with that Patel credit card. You'll have to excuse the chimes and the wind. It's outside and the birds are excited, so you have to tolerate this. But here's the interesting thing about it with Patel. If you sign up for plastic, PLASTIQ.com. All right, I'll put an image or a link below. All right, but the thing about it, sign up with plastic. All right, and then you take your Patel card, and what you want to do, you want to register your Patel card with plastic, and then make your rent payments with that Patel card through plastic, okay? So that way that data can pick up and it can be reported as a trade line for your rent. All right, now the reason I'm telling you all this, most people are not realizing that this is one of the biggest opportunities, especially if you're trying to get into real estate. And one of the easiest ways to help you get qualified for a mortgage, especially a FHA mortgage, is having rent reported on your credit file. Okay, now that being said, the next credit card is the Navy Fed N Rewards. All right, and for those of you that cannot get into Navy Federal, I got something for you, and I think it's definitely going to help you not get into Navy Federal, but it's another credit union that's just as easy to get into, and their products are just as better as Navy Federal. Okay, so that being said, the Navy Federal N Rewards card. Now, with the Navy Federal N Rewards card, it's $200, right, for a security card. And then once you get this N Rewards card, I would suggest you get the pledge loan. Now the pledge loan starts at about $250. Now I know for some of you all like, well, Houston, I don't have the money to get an N Rewards card or a pledge loan. That's okay. I'm going to tell you where you can get a hard money loan as well. So just stick with me. All right. Now, your next card is the Credit One Platinum Visa. Now, with the Credit One Platinum Visa, they do charge a high annual fee going up to about $99 a year or whatever. But the good thing about it, they work with people with challenging credit, okay? Also, backing up to Navy Federal. Navy Federal, they pull FICO score TransUnion, all right? And one more thing about Navy Federal, let me elaborate on this. With Navy Federal, I know a lot of people have like 3-4 pledge loans. That's not necessary. I would say the maximum amount of pledge loans is 2, okay? That's all you need is 2 pledge loans with them, all right? Especially if you're trying to get high limits of funding, all right? Now, that being said, again, back to the Credit One Platinum Visa, you can have bad credit to be able to get qualified for this unsecured credit card. Now, the credit union that I was talking about that you may be able to get into is American Heritage Credit Union. All right. Now, some people say they pull FICO 9. Some people say they pull FICO 8. If any of you guys that are watching this video, if you're a part of the American Heritage Credit Union, let me know. Do they pull FICO 9 or FICO 8? And I know it's Experian, but is it FICO 9 or FICO 8? Okay, so if you all know that, let me know so that the community can know. All right. Now, the good thing about it, they have a secured card that reports to all 3 credit bureaus as well. So that's the interesting about it. Now, how to join American Heritage, and I'm going to do a full video about their products and everything because I really like American Heritage. I'm telling you, they they are very good bank. They're very good credit union, okay? And it's very easy to join. You can join by the Kids and Hope program. The Kids and Hope. That's the letter N. The Kids and Hope program. I think it's maybe like about $5 to join or whatever. Now, I know some people are like, well, do they pull check systems? I think they do pull check systems, okay? But again, I'll make a full review on the video so that you will have all the data points on it. Now, the next card that I would suggest you do is the extra debit credit card app. All right, because it reports to Experian and Equifax. Now it's where you connect your bank and all your debit card transactions report to the credit bureaus, which is very important. The more, especially if you have bad credit, okay, or you have a thin credit file, it's very important. The more accounts you have reporting on your file, positive accounts you have reporting on a credit file, what it does is compresses the negative accounts. All right, so for every negative account that you have on your credit file, you need an average between 2 to 3 positive accounts to make up for every negative account. All right, now one of the things, before I go on to the other 2 credit cards, one of the things I want you all to understand, if you have a charge off, okay, with a 0 balance on your credit file, that's not affecting you. If you have a late payment that's over 9 months on the credit file, that's not affecting you. All right. Now, I know a lot of people in the market, and I've been in the credit industry a very long time, over 2 decades. And one of the things that I know a lot of people like, well, people tell me don't pay my collections, don't pay my collections. Well, here's the problem with that. Depending on how old the collection is, if it's still under statutes. All right. Now, with the company that you had the account with, if they don't take any legal action against you, like Navy Federal, if you have a negative account with a Navy Federal, they will sue you. Okay. So I'm just giving you a heads up. So if you get sued, then I would tell you do not skip your court date. Go to court, let them know your financial situation and see can they do a modification. But I would definitely go to court when dealing with Navy Federal, okay? Even like with some of these third-party collection companies, if they have right of assignment, they can actually sue you, especially if it's under statutes of limitations. So you have to check your state statutes of limitations to find out, hey, if they're past that statute of limitation, they can't do anything legally to you, okay? Meaning garnish your wages or something like that. That's what I mean by that. Now, that being said, in terms of helping you remove negative items off the credit report in order to hack your way up to possibly an 800 credit score, with your collections, I would tell you, if you cannot pay the collections, what you would need to do is reach out to the creditor and ask them for a 1099-C, a cancellation of debt. All right. If they refuse, then you have to send a letter. Make sure you put it in writing. Make sure you put it in writing, and then write a letter. If they refuse, through correspondence. If they send you a letter saying we can't provide you with a 1099, then you need to take that correspondence they sent you and file a complaint again with the CFPB. Because if they wrote it off as a loss, then they wrote it off on their taxes, and so that's considered as income on your taxes. So you would have to file it as income on your taxes. All right, so you can understand that. Now, that's just a few tips, but here's something else. Another credit card that you may want to get if you have direct deposits into your business bank account is the Credit AI, because they give you a $1,500 credit limit. All right, and then the other card is the Opportune. Now, with some of these cards, I'll put down, well, what state, if they operate in your state. Like Opportune, they don't operate in all states, but they have a credit card. You don't have a social, they'll give you a credit card with a bad credit score up to $1,000 limit. I think it starts at about 300. Okay, now For those of you that have any questions about removing other negative items off the credit file, if you're dealing with student loans, don't know the difference between your government student loans or federal student loans, or you're trying to get personal funding or credit or business credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.